Okay. Welcome back to the Spinning Backfish Show. We are here with Dana White ahead of Power Slap 23, September 17th. When you hear that your people want to bring Power Slap to Lubbock, Texas, what's the first thought in your mind when you hear Lubbock, Texas, Texas Tech?
Yeah, I love Texas. So Texas has been very good to me and my business. So I'll go anywhere in Texas. You know, UFC, when COVID was going on, Tillman Fertitta from Houston called me and said, "We need UFC in Houston. We got to get that." I said, "You figure out how I can sell out. You know, I can go and sell, no social distancing. I'll be in Houston next weekend." He helped me work it out. We went down there. We killed it. It was great for the city, great for us. And, so to bring Power Slap there, first of all, Power Slap Live is one of the funnest events that you will ever go to. Nobody walks out of one of those events and goes, "Yeah, I don't ever want to come to one of these again." It's the exact opposite. And, it really makes sense and aligns. When you think about some of these plays, like if you ever gone to a Notre Dame game, there's nothing to do the night before. We bring a Power Slap event in the night before. Tickets are $20 and you can go, to Power Slap. It's perfect for college football.
Yeah. So when you are thinking about Lubbock, Texas, obviously the first of this kind where you're doing it before a big college football game. It's the night before Texas Tech takes on Houston. Obviously, you just brought up Houston. Are you thinking of expanding this beyond just Texas Tech and Lubbock and going to other towns? Obviously, Lubbock's a great college town, but there's other places like you mentioned, South Bend. I mean, Gainesville, Florida. You can go all over.
100%. Yeah, that's the game plan during football season right now, because we've done Power Slap fights in Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia. We're going to Qatar. We just did one in Serbia. You know, we traveled this thing around the world. Now we're going to start moving it around the U.S. And we think it aligns perfectly with college football and college students.
Yeah, when I heard that, I think it was announced last weekend or the weekend before that you guys were going to Lubbock, Texas after Serbia, I was like, it's like Lubbock, Texas it could exist in Serbia. At least in my opinion, it's a great spot. And obviously, I mean, you're a big football fan as well. Do you have any fond Texas Tech football memories when you hear Texas Tech, see the Red Raiders? I think of Michael Crabtree. I think of Mike Leach. And obviously now they have a great an up-and-coming college football program with Joey McGuire at the helm as the current coach.
Well, I'm going to go to the game, and
okay.
This will be my first Texas Tech experience. So I'm excited about it. I've never been. I don't know a lot about it. And I'm sticking around. I'm looking forward to it. And it's such a huge rivalry. Like I'm telling you how great the live event is for Power Slap. So you go to Power Slap the night before, and then you get to go to a huge rivalry in college football like this. That's a hell of a weekend.
Yeah. Do you know the tradition that Texas Tech has after the first kickoff, what the students do?
No, talk to me.
They throw tortillas onto the field. They throw it at like the opposing players. It's actually tortillas. So if Power Slap can somehow involve, a tortilla, almost like a slap with a tortilla, it almost works perfectly. But you'll see
crazy.
They throw
how many tortillas end up on the field?
So like thousands. It's
thousands.
They tried to ban it. I think last year the Big 12 was like, we don't want this. It's a hazard. And I think the fans, the students, obviously it's excellent. There's alumni, current students. They band together and they're like, we're not going to allow them to ban this. This is our tradition. Obviously, you get hit by a tortilla. That's nothing.
Right, exactly. The tortilla companies must love that.
They maybe you got to get it sponsored or something, but tortilla companies, probably the tortilla sales in Lubbock, Texas are through the roof. The data
is huge. If they weren't big enough in Texas already.
Yeah, that's a good point. And obviously, huge announcement with Chris Barnett signing with Power Slap. Also a perfect fit. Lubbock, Texas. It will be where he debuts September 17th at United Supermarkets Arena. How does that conversation go with an ex-UFC fighter like Chris Barnett? He's had a long UFC career. Do you sit him down and say, like, hey, we think you're perfect for Power Slap? Or is there a different conversation?
Well, there's, Paige Van Zandt has done it.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own reasons for doing it. This thing is an absolute, we have former WWE World Heavyweight Champion too.
Jake Hager.
Yeah, exactly. And when I don't know if you know the numbers on this thing, but basically we have 37 million followers on social media that we've gained in 3 years. We have 33 billion lifetime views. We have 10 billion views just in 2026 alone. And we're on pace to beat 2025. Power Slap averages about 1.3 billion views a month on social media, right? So this thing is an absolute juggernaut. Listen to this. Power Slap has more Facebook followers than Major League Baseball, NASCAR, PGA, Wimbledon, Bleacher Report, and Barstool Sports.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Who put that in there? I'm going to have to talk to somebody that put that in that little byline in the little sheet. That's I mean, it is. I mean, the social views are gigantic. Obviously, I mean, you've built so much in your career, and you're in the phase of building Power Slap. You're in the phase of building Zuffa Boxing into what it is. And obviously, the UFC is this massive, it's like almost an institution within fighting throughout the world and sports in general. What has been, in your opinion, the hardest part of building Power Slap to what it is right now?
It hasn't been hard. I mean, this is what I do. You know what I mean? Yep. This is what I do. And I have a badass team here at UFC, and it's actually been fun. It hasn't been like, holy shit, this is a nightmare. It's been tough. We just did a massive. We were Fontainebleau. That's where we have. Then when our deal was up with them, we just signed a massive 5-year deal with MGM. The relationship's already been great. We have more sponsors in 3 years than the UFC had in 10 years. And the list goes on and on. So this has actually been fun. And Zuffa Boxing's been fun for me too, which I did not expect. That I was expecting to be a nightmare. It's actually been fun. And in 6 months, we're probably, I feel like we're in 6 months where I thought we'd be in 2 years.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, Zuffa Boxing, a massive matchup just 5 days before Power Slap.
Got the big Ben Garcia fight coming up on the same night as Noche. You know what I mean? So I'm starting my day in Arizona at UFC Noche. Then I'm jumping on the plane and flying to Vegas. It's the greatest day in combat sports history. You get UFC Noche and Ben versus Garcia on the same channel, on the same day, and no pay-per-view.
No pay-per-view. It's over. And obviously, Power Slap's free on YouTube as well for that September 17th. Obviously, it's at Texas Tech. When you see all of the controversy with college football and the NIL, players coming back from the NFL, what are your thoughts on that? I know, I mean, your sons played with a lot of high-level football players. Your sons are friends, and you're friends with Puka Nacua, other NFL players. But when you see all of this NIL, I mean, Texas Tech's roster this year is probably worth, if you added it up, all the NIL payments, they're getting $30 to $40 million. When you hear that, what do you think?
Holy shit. That's what I think. I didn't know that. It's a problem. It's a problem. Let me tell you this. Money ruins everything. Money ruins everything. It's such a double-edged sword in talking about this. When you think about some of these kids from the past that added so much value to these colleges that made so much money, and those kids, some of them don't make it in the pros, so they didn't make money. So there's that side of the discussion. Then on the other side is, when you're spending $30 or $40 million on college football for players, I don't know. Only time will tell as this plays out. And my experience is money ruins everything.
Money ruins everything. That's what my father always said. And before we get you out of here, obviously you're heading back to California for UFC 331. This is the first time it's crypto.com now, but Staples, it was the old Staples Center. I think it's the first time in like 7 years or so, 8 years. Was that somewhere you wanted to go back to? Obviously, last year you were in LA in Intuit Dome. Are you a fan of going to California? I know it's so close. I know it's been great in the past, but
we were just in Sacramento. Yeah, we were just in Sacramento, and it was incredible. The fans. I got there because I flew from Vegas the day of. I got there like on the third prelim when the show just started, and the crowd sounded like it was the main event of a pay-per-view. when I came in during the free. The Sacramento crowd was incredible. The fights were unbelievable. And no matter where we go in the country, when we go back to somewhere that we haven't been in a while, it's always a great experience.
Yeah, California, the fans, even when you saw Anthony Hernandez walking out, I mean, the fans were obviously Fluffy had a tough loss, but the fans felt like they walked out of that arena becoming bigger fans of Fluffy because they represent he represented them so well.
Yeah, he did.
UFC 331, and then with UFC 331 back in in Sacramento, there was a video of you watching on one of the screens in front, brand risk. Is that something that you want to?
Was it really?
Yeah. I think it was funny. It was in between one of the fights, or maybe there was a decision about to be read. And there was a video that went viral of you watching brand risk, and I think it was when the guy with no neck was fighting.
No neck Jay.
What have you thought? Obviously, you had the first MMA for brand risk inside the Apex. What do you think of brand risk as a whole and influencer fighting as a whole and the current state?
I think that it has always existed and it's always going to exist. When you have guys that have any amount of fame, I remember, you won't even know who the hell this is, but Danny Bonaducci was fighting. He was a guy that was on television when I was a kid, and he would box in these one-off things, and people are always going to be interested in that stuff.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm a fight. On my feed, I talk about this all the time. Any MMA shit that pops up on my feed, I block it and whatever. But the amount of street fights that I watch on my phone, it's like that's my algorithm. So, and any of that other type of stuff, I that's all I watch. So if you like fighting, you're always gonna like to see this stuff. And I was watching the brand risk because I was gonna see, I tuned in to see Bob Minery get his ass whooped again.
Yeah, Bob Minery, I think he had to wear a specific sponsor on his back, kind of like old days in MMA, because he owes some people some money or something. I don't know what's going on with him. He got his ass whooped, but it happens. Sometimes you get. Did you see the fight that happened at Barstool?
Oh yeah, I did see. I told you my whole feed is street fights. Yes, I saw the Barstool fight. Yes.
There was It was an Uber Eats driver. He got on top of our security guard. He was throwing the hammers. It was brutal.
How did this happen? Give me some more detail. How did the Uber Eats guy start fighting with security?
So there's a full video on Dave Portnoy's Instagram, but it gives the Uber Eats driver was supposed to deliver the food, and then he was walking away with it. And then one of our employees was like, "Hey, like you're leaving with my food. Give me my food." And then he was about to leave. And then he started yelling at us. So our security guard was like, "Oh, what's going on?" He goes out. Then he started to get in the security guard's face. He threw something at the security guard, kind of sized him up a little bit. And the security guard was like, "Okay, man, I get if this is my job, but it's usually a pretty boring job, but we got to get into a fight." And then this guy who was like 6'1", probably 230,
and dressed like he was playing hockey or something.
Yeah, he was like the Fox Sports gladiator, or like the guy with the robot. He had like the helmet on, and he was. I felt bad for my guy Dan, our security guard, great guy, but he was. This guy was born to fight. Whoever he should be in power slap. The way he was ground and pounding, and luckily we had some of our other employees run in, and they held him down. Ended up getting arrested. Obviously, New York City. He was probably back on the streets very soon. But
he was delivering an hour later.
Yeah, he was delivering an hour later. Just a little slap on the wrist. But that was our biggest moment in this office in a little bit, because I mean, it was scary for the woman too, because she just wanted her. I think she ordered Chick-fil-A. I don't know if she got it though. And last question.
It was a Chick-fil-A delivery.
It was a Chick-fil-A delivery, and it ended up with the poor security guard still in the hospital. He had
what happened?
Yeah, he had, I think a collapsed lung in his.
What?
Yes, it was bad.
Fight, he had a fucking collapsed lung.
Yes, it was bad. He's doing all right.
That's no joke.
He's doing all right, but he's been. There was a photo of him. He streamed into one of our shows. Bad black eye. It was. Let me try. I'm gonna get the photo of him after the fight. The photo. Where is it? Dan's got to be around here. But yeah, the guy was. I can't find it at this moment, but he really got beat up, and Hopefully he'll be all right, but I don't know if he's going to be in any influencer fighting anytime soon. Our
Holy shit.
Collapsed lung, serious.
Yeah, that's terrible. I didn't realize he had a collapse. I didn't think it was that bad. When I saw the fight online, looked like a scrap. Everybody came out and dove on the kid and helped. I didn't think that kid got hurt that bad.
Yeah, and this poor security guard, everybody is acting as if he was like this 5'6" typical Uber Eats. This guy, we have photos of him. We're not going to share it, but this guy was a big guy. There was no, and then we had some guys running away from him. But I'm trying to find, I can't find the photo of our guy, Dan. But before we get out of here, Tom Aspinall just released a statement. His striking coach said that he was going to leave the UFC. And then Tom Aspinall's like, no, I'm not leaving the UFC. Is there any update on when we're going to see him back in the octagon? Obviously, everybody wants to see a potential Cyril Gane against Tom Aspinall. I guess it's 2. We only saw 5 minutes of the first round.
Yeah, whenever he's healthy.
Yep.
He's not going anywhere. He's with us. And, we're good with Tom Aspinall. And I didn't know that. I didn't know his striking coach had said that, but obviously that's not true. And sounds like Tom clarified that. But yeah, we're good. When he's healthy and ready to fight, he'll fight.
Yeah, that's great news. We as fans want to see Tom back in there, but obviously, I mean, you can't mess around with that stuff. And we will see him back in the octagon as soon as he can. And when the guys have relationships with Eddie Hearn, like he does, like he's represented by Eddie, is that something that gets in the way of potential fights? I know.
Not at all. Ian Gary is too.
Yeah.
He just fought Islam. No, not at all.
And where's your status with Eddie in these at this moment? Could we see a potential? I know there's always been rumors of a celebrity fight between you two.
Eddie Hearn's a pussy. He ain't fighting anybody. And I've never seen anybody cry more than this guy. This guy must have done 350 interviews in the last week. And at the end of the day, the fascinating thing about Eddie is Eddie's job is to get his guy a bunch of money and sell the fight. Eddie Hearn has done everything he can to hurt this fight. I saw an interview with Frank Warren yesterday. Mm-hmm. Frank Warren is a real fucking guy. He's a real guy. Everything he said, I agreed with. And, I'm sure I'm not Frank Warren's not a big fan of me, but he's a real guy. And everything he fucking said was dead on. And, and Eddie Hearn is the exact opposite of Frank Warren. The exact opposite.
Here's a look
He's getting paid a shitload of money.
That's our security guard. That was him after the fight.
Holy shit.
And then here's another photo.
Fucking God. Holy shit. That's like rug burn. Did the guy have some crazy gloves on or something?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
that makes sense.
He must have had gloves on because he cut him up bad. And that was the collapse lung was the worst. And then can you let us how is the iconic spot that you mentioned, I think on the Pat McAfee show about a week ago, is it in America or is it that you could potentially have it was a spot that you may have another fight kind of like
it's in America.
It's in America. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's Mount Rushmore. If I had to, I know you're not going to reveal it, but if I had to guess, Mount Rushmore in the background. But yeah, it would be a great event.
Well, what would make sense is I actually love that area. I go to Sturgis many times as I can when it's happening. I couldn't go this year, but I do love that. I love that town. Well, I'm not saying that's it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, it would be awesome. That event was unbelievable, and I think every fan would be down for another one like that. I know the difficulty of setting it up must have been the biggest nightmare of your career.
Yeah, no, listen, was it challenging? It wasn't a nightmare, but it was challenging. But I love that stuff, and so does my team. And my head of production, Craig Borsari, is an absolute rock star stud and just killed it. Well,
thank you, Dana. And of course, Power Slap is coming to Lubbock, Texas, September 17th. And if you're in the area, you got to go. It's the perfect, like you said, Dana, it's the perfect event to go to before.
You coming?
I got to get down there. I think I'm going to be in LA for fight week that week because that is UFC 331, right? So I may be in LA.
So you haven't been to Power Slap Live yet, right?
I'm not. I got to get to a Power Slap Live.
You're a Lubbock guy. You got to come to this one. And then on Monday, you're going to be on your show going, holy shit. I had no idea it was going to be that great.
Yeah, we got to get down there. Well, thank you very much, Dana. And Lubbock, Texas. Everybody get out there before the Texas Tech Houston game. Yeah, bring your tortillas and throw them on.
I'm bringing tortillas.
Yeah, you got to bring it.
And you bring them into the stadium and they let you bring them in. They don't.
Yeah. I mean, like, unless they're changing the rules this year, it's their tradition. If you look it up right now, you can look it up on YouTube. Like Texas Tech tortillas, they just throw it on the field.
That's fun. I'm throwing tortillas. I'm gonna
throw tortillas. All right, see ya.